What's up, guys? Eric here, and today is a day. The Winter Series in Fontana starts. Round one. It's kind of a cold day, rainy day. The rain will definitely help with the dirt, so it won't be all dusty and powdery and we're sliding all over the place. So hopefully I have some good traction, which is good because I went through my bike this past week just to kind of get it ready for the race, but I did not have time to change my tires, so I'm riding on old tires, particularly my front tire. It's about a year old, so life of a privateer, try to squeeze as much out of your gear as possible. But planning on camping out, and unless the weather really sucks, then I'll come back. It's only about an hour's drive, so I have that option of bailing out for the camp out and just drive back down tomorrow to do the race run. Weather tomorrow actually looks like it's going to be, the rain's going to be holding off. So, yeah, let's do this. Oh, it's a sloppy mess. Whew. All right, so going back up for the third lap of a very sloppy, very muddy course. First lap wasn't even, I wouldn't even call that a lap, because I had to kind of pick my way down the trail, because obviously I didn't know the lines. We just went down the second time, I was able to put a lot of the stuff together, at least anyway. Got hung up in one or two sections. Had one little nose over going through one of the rock gardens coming down after the last seconds of the last right hand turn after a steep chute, and so it's made my fork a little firmer with the compression. Hopefully that'll help. Going back up to do another one, try to get as much as I can in. It poured really hard during my first practice lap. It's by no means intolerable, just kind of a bummer. I can't really use my goggles, so I got some mud spitting up in my face. Ah, you fuck. Ah! Oh, you're not kidding. Alright, so slight modification to my plans for today, for this weekend. I was planning on camping. Got a little bit of a late start, so by the time I was actually heading up for my first practice run, it was about 1 o'clock, which is plenty of time to get practice in. It absolutely poured. I mean, the minute that I got on my bike, the skies just completely opened up, and, and I was concerned about getting enough practice in, so I just went and I muscled through, but got completely soaked to the bone. Of course, my bike is completely trashed as far as mud goes. Getting a little cold, and I'm wet. I'm like, you know what? For an hour's drive, I'll take a hot shower and I'll sleep in my own bed. You know, it's what I've always done out here anyway. I wanted to do the camping thing to save a little bit of driving, but also want to kind of avoid having getting pneumonia as well. I'm gonna head back. Plus, I'm gonna do a couple of tweaks on my bike and take advantage of the opportunity. I have a fresh pair of tires that I was planning to put on, but didn't have time. So tonight I will have time. So I'm going to swap those out because, you know, the course is a little slippery with the mud and such, so it'd be kind of nice to have fresh knobbies. And on top of that, I bashed into a couple of rocks on the way down. I kind of have a kink derailleur cable. So I'm going to fix that. Just do a couple little touches. I think I put a little more air in my fork. I was kind of diving into some of the rocks. I mean, I added a bunch of compression, but I think I need a little bit more air, like maybe another 5 or 8 psi, just to kind of keep my front end up a little bit. Some of the stuff is a little bit not really steep. It's just a lot of step down stuff. So but it's a fun course, and there's one section that was really giving me trouble at first. It was kind of making me a little bit mad because it's been part of courses in the past that I've done. So it's a section that I've done multiple times. So kind of makes me mad when I can't get it. So you know, I muscled through it a couple times. It wasn't pretty, but by the end of practice I was getting through it. So you know, but other than that, the rest of the course is actually pretty mellow. It's a fun course. I like it. So I'm looking forward to racing on it tomorrow. And you know, just another thing that's kind of cool. I just met a dude who's from Sedona, Arizona, and he's out here with his daughter, and they're you know, just doing the van life thing, which is really interesting. It's, you know, so they're you know, traveling all over the country. You know, he was telling me about riding in Telluride and riding in you know, Utah, riding up in BC. Actually, they've been all over the western United States. A little bit, I have to say, I'm a little bit envious of people that get to do that. You know, but yeah, he's got a 10-year-old daughter who's you know, looks like she's, I haven't seen her ride, but she at least carried the image of being a rider that knows what she looks like she's doing. So he's traveling around the country to support her ambitions, which I think is awesome. So anyway, yeah, when I get home, get my bike squared away, take a shower, get some grub, and get ready for tomorrow. All right, it is race day. It's about a little after 7 a.m. Been on the road for about an hour now, and I gotta say, the weather right now is absolute stark contrast to what it was yesterday. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Driving home last night instead of camping was definitely the right move. It was actually, when I came out of the house yesterday, this morning, excuse me, it was really cold, and you know, and that was after showering and you know, being dry all night. I can only imagine having to sleep in a wet tent covered in mud. You know, even though I did bring stuff with me to clean off and so on, but yeah. Plus, it gave me opportunity to do a little more tweaks to the bike. Put some new shoes on the bike, so we have new tires front and rear, and so I got my DHF in the front, I got my aggressor in the back. I wouldn't mind a little bit more of an aggressive tire combination. Like, I've been dying to try an Assegai tire, so next time I buy a tire, that'll probably be the one I get. And maybe a DHR2 in the back, just because of the mud. But this will be all right. It's what I had on hand, so it's what I've been using lately. So it's not like I'm really trying anything drastic. Plus, I needed to change my derailleur cable because I kinked it. I hit it on a rock yesterday, and then my brakes needed to bleed really bad. So took care of all of that. So definitely, like I said, definitely the right move to go home last night. I mean, it's only an hour's drive, you know, so use a little gas, but whatever. So about to pull into Southridge Park here in a minute, and we'll get checked in, go up and get a few practice runs in. Morning, guys. Slightly better conditions than yesterday, huh? Slightly. It is. Just trying to knit it all together. Yeah. If I have to be putting feet out on my race run, then so be it. You know?
All day. Yeah. Fireball under that ass. Got Jerry. DVD.
All right.
Wait, I missed it. Can you do it again, Marnar?
Come on. All right, practice is going pretty good. I finally was able to knit everything together. Just a lower section after the steep chute just kept on hanging me up, but I finally was able to do the whole thing in one pull. So I'm just going to try to just drill it 2, maybe 3 more times, and we'll be into race runs. One thing that is comforting though is that it seems like a lot of people are getting hung up in the same spot, so I'm not alone. So yeah, it's just satisfying when you finally get through it. So hopefully you keep it smooth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds.
How'd you do?
All right.
All right, so done with the first race run. It's pretty clean. I don't know if it was particularly fast, but got done in one piece, and you know, stayed clipped in the whole time, which is better than pretty much any of my practice runs. So I'm gonna call this a plus. So I'm just gonna go ahead and head right back up. I just grabbed a little bit of water and I had an apple really quick, but just gonna jump in the shuttle and head back up and bang out my second run.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds.
How's that for a finish?
I like it. Hey, as long as you didn't take anything out.
Exactly. Oh shit.
You alright? Are you okay though?
I'm good, I'm good. Oh, well, I'm here. Can I ask for my time?
Sure.
Alright, so that is round 1 of Fontana Winter Series in the books. So, it's a tough course, man. It really was. It was challenging. It was fun, but definitely tough and challenging. You know, out of 6 guys, I came in dead last, but, you know, hey, shit happens. That's racing. Sometimes I end up in the podium, sometimes not. So, I mean, I was in the mix. I wasn't like, I wasn't drastically beat. The guy in front of me beat me by like 5 seconds, something like that. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like I was 20 seconds back and I'm completely in the wrong class. So, but there's some fast dudes in my class, you know, guys that used to race BMX and moto and whatever, and, you know, here I am. I didn't pick up mountain biking until I was in my late 20s. So, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So 2 weeks from now is the next series, or next round, I should say. So, yeah. So it's gonna be a fun winter series, I think. So, all right. Until next time, keep it full throttle.